I was crazy about him, and
Yeah.
he would, when he would take me out on dates, would be in the car, and he would. I remember we were driving through Hampton Beach in the summertime, and so there's lots of people out, and he like would honk at blonde girls, and like he made it like really, you know, he let me know that he just loved blondes,
Oh,
and I'm a brunette.
nice? Right.
And
sweetheart.
I know he was my first love.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Are you hearing that static?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
better now.
Yeah, so I was like 15. And for years, I always thought that men preferred blondes.
Oh,
and
boy.
and Eric actually prefers brunettes, so that's awesome.
That works.
But, yeah.
There's always hair color, but just saying.
I know.
You know, $100 at the beauty salon.
What's that?
$100 on the beauty salon. I'm kidding, but no. You shouldn't have to change who you are because some guy, right.
I know.
Okay, but the feeling was there, and
right. I'm not good enough, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Because the feeling is what I get. The feeling is that you're going along fine, everything's fine, and then. That's when I was tuning in the feeling. That's what I said to ask you about. What was that? Because the feeling that you got was, hey, wait a minute, and ouch, this hurts. Because you have invested your love and your heart in this person, and it's painful. So how much longer did you stay with him after the horn honking?
A couple of years.
Yeah.
So you were on and off for a couple of years.
Yeah.
He was horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know,
you learned a lot.
He would just show up at my house. He wouldn't call, and like on weekends, like I would, get all dolled up, not knowing if he was going to come or not. Sometimes he would, sometimes he wouldn't. Like I never knew.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's another feeling that
Just popped off.
Oh boy. Okay.
But,
Well, I don't have anybody that's gonna.
I'll call it.
Okay.
Where's that number? On your text.
Yeah, let me get that. Okay, we gotta. Maybe she'll call back in. But hang on, just posting this. Okay, let's see. We're gonna need to call her back. There it is, right there. Call the landline. Well, we've got some weather out there today, so we've had a little bit of snow, and I'm not sure what's happening, but our computer online show is down. The internet is down. So people that would normally watch the show online, that site is down. I will be posting the show to YouTube.
Hey, it's us.
Hi there.
It's okay. Hi.
Okay.
I don't know what happened, but
yeah. Okay, so there's that feeling of mistrust all of a sudden, and that just doesn't feel good. And when you don't know how to process that or how to heal that, it's something that I'm sure that's not the first. That's maybe been the first time it came up, but I'm sure it came up after that because it's like a groove in a record. It's like it's an imprint.
Right,
it's an imprint.
He was my first boyfriend. I was so in love with him, and he was such a jerk. He treated me awful. I mean, but I was infatuated with him, and yeah.
Well, you were learning the lesson of self-love.
Right, and then
you gotta go with a jerk to really learn to love yourself, I think, and or moving forward, you don't have to. I said it's not uncommon for people to choose someone that will treat them terribly so that they can learn to take their power back and love themselves unconditionally.
Right.
In terms of the soul lesson of the bigger picture of what was happening with that, but it didn't feel good, and so because that didn't feel good, it put your body kind of in a high alert or vigilance or always under the surface. You might have had this radar like, okay, I don't want to feel that again. I can just kind of see you kind of like, just kind of being on watch.
Feeling like, even though I know that, whoever I'm with finds me attractive, but it's like for the longest time, like it would be like if there was anyone else, like if we were at a party or anywhere, like it was like if there was anyone, even though I know they find me attractive, everyone else is more so.
Oh gosh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, like any other, and I felt like any other attractive woman could, why would he want me if if he could have that girl or if he could have that
I know.
girl.
That's so painful. That is so painful when when you think someone you love thinks someone is better than you. Yeah.
Right.
I know that one.
And then I did find out that I forget where we were in our relationship, but he had been in like a motorcycle accident or something, and I went to go visit him at the hospital, and there was another girl there, and she was blonde.
Oh, yeah. So, wow, that really stinks. I bet you had a few Kleenex boxes over that one. Boy.
Yeah, I cried a lot over him.
Yeah. All right, well, when I tuned in, I saw that stop sign. You understand how everything in our energy field, that's why we're going to ask for healing with this for you to release the need to feel any more pain over this, to put this in perspective that how he was had nothing to do with you, and you are now actually with someone that is mirroring the value that you've been able to connect with within yourself. You understand? So congratulations on all the work you've done to feel beautiful regardless of anything on the outside. That's, I feel like, a really important breakthrough that you've made. And that effervescent quality that you have, it was like a joie de vivre, all the ways that you express yourself. There's just so many ways, including physical beauty, to radiate beautiness and happiness in the world. It's kind of a channel I'm getting for you. So you have all of these things, and now here's Eric to come and mirror the kind of the inner work that you've done, instead of years ago. You don't need at this point in your life and all the work that you've done. If some guy like that came along in your life now, Michelle, I would guarantee that you would move on sooner than later, because you are over that lesson. There's no need of you to experience that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're like, I'm all set, thanks.
Right.
And why do you think that is? Why do you think you can do that now? Tell me, because you don't look any different on the outside, right? But something's different on the inside. I've gone through a transformation like that myself. I will let myself be walked on or compared to, or allow other people to make me feel inferior to somebody else that they thought was better than me, and I bought it hook, line, and sinker. Right. At different points in my life, and thank God I'm on my path, and I feel I still have my moments, but I'm a lot better with it than I was, because you get to a point where you go, if you don't appreciate me, see you later. That inner self-respect and self-worth is really, really important. Right. So do you think that that's what because this is what's going to help you even more when that 4:30 on a Thursday rolls around and he hasn't texted you right back. You got to go to that place where you feel like you are invincible, that you're like, what is it, Teflon, like nothing can stick to you of any negativity, that you go right into that beautiful brilliance of knowing who you are, and if anybody treats you anything less than that, they've got a problem, not you. Because for the longest time, when we experience pain over this, we're thinking that we've got the problem and not them. We buy into that there's something wrong with us. You following me?
Right, yeah.
But the truth is, it's a difference, and it's not wrong with them, but it's a different set of values. It doesn't have to be right or wrong. But if you don't make it about you, if you're not wounded to begin with, you're not going to spend 2 seconds with some guy that honks at blondes at the beach. Right? Okay. Right. So, but that's what I saw when I tuned in, that there was a part of your emotional body that was still coming to terms with some of the wounds that you've experienced around love and pain. And we all have. And so that kind of thing of not being responded to is like just a little bit of an inner reminder of, oh God, I don't want to feel that pain again like that. So so it's actually you putting the brakes on. You understand that?
Yeah, right.
And Dina said that to me before. I'll say, well, blah, 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 blah. And he'll say, you're the one that's pulling away. And I'm like, well, no, if you didn't do such and such, we'd be fine. And he's very clear when he says, no, you are the one that is separating off from me because you're making up what you're saying. Okay?
Wow.
Yeah, and I thought about that. I thought, do I have an intimacy block where I'm still putting up my roadblocks because I don't want to get hurt? Maybe. I think to fully, I don't know what kind of saying I read about the beloved and the divine, but it's like love can tear your heart out. Seriously, you know.
Right.
And a lot of people only get so far, but I'm not going to bleed to death over you, right? So.
Right.
So we all have our little defenses, and I know I'm not shy in saying I don't claim to be 100% perfect, or one of my favorite things, I'm not an ascended master yet.
Right.
But I'm working on it, and when I'm there, I won't be here. I'll be on another plane serving from my goddess pedestal, right? But until then, I might, but what I do love about being with Dean is that I love how he can call me on that, because if he wasn't so aware and know me so well, I can clobber somebody pretty good emotionally if I'm a little unconscious and I'm in a blame mode and you didn't call me, or seriously.
I'm sure.
And he's like, I was, and he'll calmly say, I was at whatever it was. I was at the bank and I couldn't answer my phone, Ann. I love you, and you're the one causing the problem right now. I'm like, oh, isn't that interesting? Right. See, he's really clever like that. He won't let me get away with it trying to be like it's his fault that he didn't do such and such. And maybe it is his fault, if you will, sometimes, but I'll throw a roadblock. I'll put a stop sign up from time to time. But but there's a part of our emotion. Let me just say, there's a part of our emotions that is not rational. And I was just talking to someone the other day. When Dean and I don't agree on something, or he wants to go have some space for me and go in the other room, watch TV, for the longest time, that was like my biggest abandonment button. And I realized the other day that when he did that and it made me upset, it really wasn't that he went into the other room to watch television. I realized that it was every single person that had ever left me. I was adopted, so I've been working through that for most of my life, and I always think I'm in a pretty good place, but I realized Dean going in the other room to watch TV reminded me of my mother leaving me at birth. This other guy that it was like, oh, for crying out loud, Ann, he's just going in the other room to watch TV.
Right.
But you see how the emotional body doesn't put things in logic? It just goes, this hurts, and it reminds me of that when that happened. But if you're not conscious and understanding, you're just upset and you don't know why. But the upset is very real.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
Yeah. So when you call, you can write a book Thursdays at 4:30, and he'll have when you're a best-selling author.
Yeah.
You can talk about how you've overcome your mistrust issues because your first boyfriend treated you like a jerk.
And the other thing I noticed that is like today, like I have a hard time believing him when he says I love you. Like I'm thinking, I think.
Yeah, you're talking to somebody else.
Yeah, or I'm thinking, do you love me like you loved all the millions of other girls you've been with, or what I mean? Like, I guess I just I'm wondering, like, am I special, or is it like how people, I love you, you know what I mean?
I do. Yep. Yeah. Dean's been grilled to death about that. Trust me. I know exactly why he loves me, and how it's different from the last 10 girls he dated. Right? Oh my gosh!
So you felt that too?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I'm trying to think about.
So it might be a Mars-Venus thing that we have going on, too.
Yeah. Well, let me see how I've gotten better about that, because I'm in a place with Dean that I feel like we have a few upsets from time to time because I'm still healing and he's still healing. To be fair, it's not just me. He's got his things too. So between the two of us, but when